Weathering the weather with Ed. Sometimes he's cranky, sometimes he's goofy, but he's always got a joke. Before I met him, I said meteorology. Hey, guy, that's not for me. But now I'm weathering the weather with Ed.
Okay, this is our 93rd edition, right?
Is it?
Feels like it. No. And what is our topic today? Oh, this is the lovely Nikki Penta.
Thank you.
And I'm the vivacious. Whatever.
Sure.
All right, go ahead. No, we're gonna do how weather has affected history.
How weather has changed history.
Whatever. It's the same thing.
Close enough.
Stall with me. So this will probably take more than one show or shoe. It's Sullivan.
More than one shoe.
Yes. So I put out. I asked a question to try to get audience participation. I only had how many people did I send it to? 2 million here. What is this? That's over 20, isn't it? About 30 people.
Quite a few, actually.
We got 5 answers back.
I answered.
I want to. That's why you're reading it. I want to thank all you people for once again ignoring us. All right. So the question. Read the question.
Well, this question is, how could the weather have changed history on September 11th when we were attacked by terrorists?
I didn't give the year because I assume everybody's got it.
I'm pretty sure everybody remembers it.
Well,
Except for those that were born in 2002.
true.
Very true.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No. Thank you.
Should I read the first answer?
I like the wallpaper behind us. Very nice.
I know, it's very nice.
We're going to get to
nice.
that too. The first kamikaze.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead. This is the lovely and vivacious Nikki.
Answer number 1 from Ed Hummel in Garland, Maine. Clear, calm conditions made the whole thing easy as far as the weather was concerned. Having a strong storm with low ceiling and visibility as well as strong winds and possible turbulence would have made the attacks problematic and maybe impossible.
True. You can't
Very
argue
true.
with that.
Yes.
Ceiling means that at least 6/10 of the sky is covered with clouds, and you can't see through. If you can see through at least half it, then it's not a ceiling. This is for the people who fly, not
Ceiling?
the passengers. It's for the pilots.
It's for the pilots.
Thank you. Yeah. Some people fly anyway in there. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Number 2, who's the guest contestant?
Number 2 was, surprisingly enough, me.
Nikki Penta from Pentaville.
Yeah, from Plastow, New Hampshire.
Let's hear it.
Yay.
It's going to a 10th anniversary
High
high
school
school
reunion.
reunion. Mine would be the 210th, so I'm not going.
So they say.
Nobody left. Go ahead.
A storm or fog could have closed airports, preventing planes from taking off. Heavy rains could have prevented the massive amounts of dust after the towers fell. Lightning could have hit one of the planes. Heavy winds could have interfered with the flights. That's all I got.
That's all you got. All right.
That's all I got.
Who's number 3? Is this Harold?
Find it. This is
Buzz
Harold.
Bernard.
Harold Bernard.
His nickname is Buzz.
Roswell, Georgia, not New Mexico.
I think it's Roswell. It's a suburb of Atlanta. I'll hear
Not
from
New
him if
Mexico.
It's not. No. True. Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead. It could be. It's a suburb of Atlanta. You think somebody's? Oh, go ahead.
I think without the benefit of high pressure and clear skies, the terrorists/hijackers would never have been able to fly airliners into the Twin Towers. They obviously benefited from VFR weather and would never have been able to carry out their mission under IFR conditions.
Now, VFR means visual flight rules. Oh, hi. How are you? Visual flight rules. IFR means it's instrument flight rules.
Thank you.
And since it was pretty good weather, it was visual.
Yeah. It was a great day.
Thank you.
I remember that day.
So was I. I was stopped on 128
I was in high school.
in Lexington. I was in high school too, a little earlier. Go right ahead.
I wonder if they were just lucky or had they been relying on weather forecasts when they made their airline reservations. In any case, I see this as an unusual case where good weather conditions actually led to a very bad outcome for us.
True.
Very true.
What do we got, number 4 now or 5?
Yes.
Keep going till you find something. It's okay, $1 a second here. What's the next number? Well, go
Number
ahead.
4. Is that Lee?
Lee, yeah, Lee Lavdis.
Lee Lavdis from Macon, Georgia.
I put Macon, it's
You put-
Warner Robbins.
Warner
Sorry,
Robbins.
Lee.
We're sorry.
I'm sorry. Lee is a history
It's
buff,
his
by
fault.
the way. Lee is a history buff. Sorry, Lee.
We could have had heavy fog or other weather-related flight cancellations where planes took off.
All right. Thank you, Lee.
Okay.
We'll get to some of your stuff later. Number 5.
Next answer was from John O'Connor in Dedham,
Right,
Mass.
in Dedham, Mass. All right, go ahead.
And he said
Hi, John.
4 planes could have been grounded by bad weather.
I see a theme here. I think that's the only one. Is that 5? Is there a 6th
That
one?
was 5.
That's it?
I
Keep
I
checking.
see no more red.
You see no more red?
I see no more red.
Okay. All right. Now, we're being attacked.
Stop that.
We have, a lot of these things are from, well, some of them at least are from, where are we? Oh, from hi. From weather, I can't work with these things. Weather.com, which is the weather channel, I think, and also from about.com, and in this case,
About
weather.
what?
About weather. Don't start with me. Why don't you try? We'll do some older ones, and these are from who knows? Oh, this is from the about ones. All right. Sea breezes save Western culture. Go right ahead. Please read that. I wasn't there. I had a day off.
You're trying.
Go ahead.
Sea breezes save Western culture. The survival of Greek culture and consequently of Western culture itself
You
hung
haven't
in the
read this
balance
before, have you? Go ahead.
during the Greco-Persian Wars. The Persian Empire, at the peak of its strength, was poised to overrun mainland Greece itself. The Greek naval commander Themistocles
Whatever, he's dead. Go ahead.
was able to turn the tides of war at the Battle of Salamis in 480 BC by using his knowledge of the winds.
See that?
That was your birth year, wasn't it?
What? Yes.
480 BC.
480 BC. That was my 2nd century. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No, thank you. All right. Chip and Dale here.
Next
Oh,
one.
here we go. This is the kamikaze, which
Behind
us. It's just behind us is a painting of this event. Now, the kamikaze. Here's the first one. Because we allowed to say the Japanese changed the meaning of it in World War II. I think we are.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I never knew about this.
Me neither.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
In the 13th century, Kublai Khan, leader of the Mongol
Kublai
Empire.
Khan. Kublai? Was he-
There's an I at the end.
Is he French? He's playing hockey? Go ahead.
Could be.
With the Montreal Canadiens.
Leader of the Mongol Empire, set his sights on the conquest of Japan, but was defeated by not 1, but 2 monsoons.
Yes.
2.
Was hurt. Well, yeah. Great. Okay. Go ahead.
Shinto priests, who believed the storms were the result of prayer, called them kamikaze or divine wind.
I don't think those planes in World War II were divine planes. The kamikazes?
They were divining.
Yeah, they were death traps. Oh, let me take one because this is exciting.
You take one.
I'm taking one. And this is, the Jewry's the Protestant wind. Here, go ahead, take it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
A
Is
Protestant
there a
wind.
Catholic wind, by the way? No.
No.
Go ahead.
A Protestant wind destroys the Spanish Armada.
Isn't that terrible?
It's horrible.
I bet on the Spanish too, like a loser.
You lost.
I know.
The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 has been called one of the most decisive battles in Western civilization. Philip II of Spain sailed on the Protestant England of his sister-in-law Elizabeth I, but the wind did not cooperate with his ambitions. That
Apparently
makes no sense.
Let me read this. The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 has been called one of the most decisive battles in the Western civilization. Philip II of Spain sailed on the Protestant, that's great, sailed on the Protestant England.
I told you, it doesn't make any sense.
He sailed for them. So Protestant England of his sister-in-law, I tell you, you can't have in-laws, Elizabeth I. But the wind did not cooperate with his ambitions. What a shame.
Dun, dun, dun.
That English is terrible. All right, this one is, there were 3 people who didn't pay attention to the Russian winters, which are what? Hot? You didn't either.
No.
No, they tend to be slightly cold. We have Charles XII of Brooklyn, New York. No, we have Charles XII of Sweden. Then we have Napoleon.
Do we?
Yes, we do. And then we have Adolf Hitler. They all invaded Russia.
3.
Three. Remember, this is why history repeats itself, because people don't pay attention to what's happened before.
What happened before?
You'll find out what happened before. All right, thank you.
All right.
Read what you have.
Charles XII invades Russia.
Yes, I put money on him too.
And you lost.
I thought it was summer.
You're horrible
Go
at
ahead.
this.
Thank you.
In 1709, Swedish King Charles XII became the first great European invader to lead his men on a long march of death and exhaustion through the Russian winter.
No wonder they're exhausted. You're reading so fast, they're exhausted. Go ahead.
It's a habit, I'm
Take
sorry.
a deep breath. Come on. Go ahead.
The winter attrition of the mighty Swedish forces during the Great Northern War had a great psychological impact and put the world on notice that Tsar Peter I was a force to be reckoned with.
Not to mention the winter.
Well, that too.
It's the winter that got these people. Oh, we'll go August 1st. We'll be done in a month.
Yeah, right?
Right.
Nice try.
Yeah, let me see what the next one is because I can't take
It's
it.
your best friend.
Oh, here we go. Well, he'll be coming up later too. Washington lives to fight another day. Yes. You're doing so well. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you very
I'm
much.
taking time off. I'm getting another drink of booze here. Go ahead.
I'll start at the underlined part.
Yes, why don't you do that?
General Washington could well have been defeated at the Battle of Long Island on August 22nd, 1776.
Is that at Citi Field where the Mets are? No.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it was a little known fact. Yes.
And we'd be drinking tea and eating crumpets today.
Eating crumpets?
That's just
Yeah.
eating crumpets.
Battle of the... I hear a beep. That's good.
It's all in your head.
Drinking tea. You didn't read the next one.
I hadn't gotten to it
sorry.
yet. You interrupted
I was wondering
me.
where the weather was. There it is.
Fortunately for U.S. history, a thick fog allowed the colonial forces to retreat unseen and to fight another day.
They didn't listen to my forecast. I said I see an onshore flow. All right.
All right.
What's next?
Hailstorms.
I always thought hailstones were one more. Hailstones speed the onset of the French Revolution. Right. They probably think it's the New England Revolution from soccer. All right, go ahead.
Try.
Another. This has got to do with off with your head. You can read the whole thing because it's bracketed. Off with
Thank
your
you.
head is the clue here. Let them eat cake.
Is that what you said?
That's what she said.
All right,
Off with
then.
her head. Go ahead.
In a country already suffering from an economic crisis because of a debt it incurred, helping the American colonists in their war against
This
England.
could be France.
It's going to get there.
Oh, okay.
Relax.
I can't.
A spring drought was causing food prices to skyrocket when a
Sounds
final
like-
blow came in the form of a hailstorm, which destroyed crops and laid waste to farms in France.
Thank you.
The hungry populace was ready for extreme change, and the French Revolution soon followed.
Right. And it was Revolution 2, Marie Antoinette, nothing. She lost her head over this one.
Off with their heads.
All right, our next one. A slave revolt.
And try that one again.
A slave revolt washed away. This is on my birthday in 1800. Damn.
Aw.
Gosh. I tell you, I feel so old now. You want to see my injection? No.
No,
Go ahead.
thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
August 30th, 1800.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for all those cards and letters.
Might have been remembered as the day that thousands of slaves in Richmond, Virginia followed a man named Gabriel and rose up against their masters.
He had a horn, didn't he?
Took the city armory and freed all the slaves.
But
But instead, a violent rainstorm kept the conspirators from gathering long enough for the word of the plot to get out.
okay.
They couldn't get the word out.
Couldn't get the word out, yeah, because it was waning.
You know what the word was?
Revolt.
Bird.
Bird?
Bird was the word.
Get out of here. All right. And we have another knucklehead here. Don't look at me. Napoleon invades Russia. That's guest. Where are you? Oh, that's guest number. Oh, so for the cheap seats. That's guest contestant number 2. Let's invade Russia and don't bring winter clothing. All right, all right. I didn't bet
Try
on this
again.
guy. I didn't bet on Napoleon. I don't like the with the hand, and I was getting suspicious. Here, go ahead.
I don't like Napoleon. He's too small.
I like his wife.
Everybody liked his wife.
All right. This is second invasion. All right, go ahead.
In 1812,
I took a little trip up the Mississippi. Oh, that was the Battle of New Orleans.
Yeah.
Which I think is coming up later.
is it?
Yes, it is.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I missed it.
We lose all the agnostics now. And the diagnostics. Go ahead. Another religious show here.
Here we go.
Let us pray. Go ahead.
In 1812, Napoleon assembled the largest army Europe had ever seen.
This is Napoleon Bonaparte.
What about Bone Together?
But no, that was his cousin.
Uh-uh.
He didn't go.
More than 600,000 strong.
That's a hell of a lot. That's a big army.
A lot of people.
They weren't big when they came back.
No, they weren't.
Even with the horses.
That's what I heard.
All right.
His plan was to march boldly into Russia. He was not at all worried that winter was approaching.
What is this? Where's it? Oh,
It's
I know. Go ahead.
Napoleon's confidence appeared well-founded when his soldiers captured Moscow.
It was Moscow, Michigan. See, he
Yeah.
was off course.
They pillaged the city and stole jewels and furs as war prizes to present to their wives back home.
Well, okay.
Right,
A little
you know.
pillaging's good.
That's fair.
There's the village people. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
YMCA.
YMCA. Yeah, go ahead. Or in
Then, the one
Navy.
thing that Napoleon had failed to consider became abundantly clear.
Oh, thank you. What the hell? One thing. Go ahead.
Russia can get very, very cold.
Really?
Yes, really.
Okay.
As Napoleon's army marched away from the ruined city with their spoils, temperatures fell to minus 40 degrees Celsius, which is also minus 40 degrees
Yeah,
Fahrenheit.
I pointed that out because I'm a genius. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, please.
The soldiers fell to frostbite and starvation. In one 24-hour period, 50,000 horses died from the cold.
That is quite a lot. Well, they had stuff to eat then, I guess.
Well,
Couldn't cook it.
mm,
Go
they
ahead.
tried. The men wrapped up in their wives' war prizes, but to no avail. Of the 600,000 men who marched into Russia, only 150,000 would limp home. It was the beginning of the end for Napoleon's empire and heralded the emergence of Russia as a power in Europe.
I thought they emerged with the other guy, with the Tsar.
I don't think you can
They're
say
always
that on
emerging. They're always emerging. All right. Oh,
TV. You want to read that one?
I want to eat this one. Some of you may have heard of a gentleman named Adolf Hitler. Have you?
I don't know him.
Yes, all right. Hitler invades Russia. This is the third person to get this wrong.
3.
Wait, all right. Adolf Hitler apparently not much. Wait a minute. Adolf Hitler, apparently not much of a student of history, decided to repeat Napoleon's attack on Moscow, not to mention the other guy,
Yeah, him too.
and did so all too well. In September 1941, Operation Typhoon, one of the many military operations named for extreme weather, Typhoon in Siberia? I don't think so. Swept into the Soviet Union, which is now the Russian Federation.
Yes.
The German army was so confident it would win against Stalin's troops that several units brought dress uniforms dress uniforms along for the victory march in Red Square. Ha ha, it never happened.
No, it did not.
What they didn't bring along, however, was winter clothing. Hitler's meteorological assisted defeats. What? This isn't written right. Hitler's meteorologically assisted defeats in the Soviet Union outside Moscow and in Stalingrad, they starved how many people out there? Millions, wasn't it?
Millions.
With turning points in the war. Yeah, they could see the Kremlin. The German troops never got there.
Too
Never.
bad.
It's the winter, one of those really cold winters that stopped the Germans. And aren't we lucky?
Thank God.
Yes. And now, here's another one from World War II. This is, my God, almost my other birth. This is Sunshine over Hiroshima. People
Thank
think
you.
It's in Ohio. All right, go ahead.
It was fine summer weather on August 6, 1945 in Hiroshima. At 7:09 that morning, a weather reconnaissance plane passed overhead and radioed back, cloud cover less than 3/10. Advice, bomb primary. That is, the
That
sky
means
was,
they had a backup.
yes. That is, the sky was clear enough to drop the first nuclear weapon used in war. The lack of cloud cover sealed Hiroshima's fate and spared the backup target. Even more dramatic was the effect of cloud cover over Kokura. On August 8th, the second nuclear weapon was loaded into a B-29 called Boxcar. But the skies were overcast over the primary target, Kokura. Instead, the bomb was released over the backup target, Nagasaki.
Well, there's a loser for you, right there.
There we go.
Is that it?
Unfortunately.
When they had these bombs drop, I believe, what the heck was the guy? The Emperor comes out?
Yes.
Boy, they were ready to get rid of him. These
I'm
people
sure they
on the
were.
streets were looking at him like, no, take
I was
it.
ready to get rid of him, and I wasn't even there.
I know. But people on the streets, they didn't like it.
Would you?
No.
All right, then.
Now, Let's talk about economic effects of historical weather events in the UK. What's the UK? Don't
United
tell me
Kingdom.
it's United. Thank you. All right, let's take some exciting ones. The winter of 1962-63, which started in late December. That's where usually. And lasted until the beginning of March, did not quite result in as much snow as in 1947 winter. But it was colder and lasted for a longer period of time. You know, my eyes can't read this. Could you read that? It's too
Sure.
small. Can you read that?
Yeah, of course I can
All
read
right,
that.
pick it up.
Where do we start?
1962-3.
Aha.
Maybe we should just skip that one.
I can read it.
Stop, we're wasting time
I just had to find
here.
out where you are.
We don't want people to think that we're arguing. We are.
We are.
Well, all right.
The winter of 1962-1963, which started in late December and lasted until the beginning of March, did not quite result in as much snow as the 1947 winter, but it was colder and lasted for a longer period, as another spell of very cold easterly winds became entrenched across the country.
That's how they get cold weather in Great Britain. The easterly winds are coming from the continent. And usually that's cold air that's coming across.
Oh, darn.
Usually the winds are from the west, off the ocean, so that's why it's moderate climate there.
Yeah.
But when it comes from the east, that's when they get excited with snow.
I'm sure they're very excited about it.
Yeah. Would you go on? Thank you.
This brought more hardship and misery across the country. Thousands of schools had to close and many sporting fixtures, particularly the FA Cup, were decimated.
Who knows what the FA Cup is? It must be soccer. I don't know.
Probably.
FA.
Or as they call it over there, football.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The winter of 1978-79 is probably the worst winter in the UK in the last 50 years, as several spells of cold and snowy weather occurred through the winter. It was a major contributory factor to the winter of discontent, which resulted in a recession and ultimately a change in government. Wish that would happen
can't
here.
be too bad. Oh, you saying? All right. Second vote.
The summer of 2007 saw very unsettled, with frequent heavy rainfall through June, July, and early August.
Sounds like flooding to me.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
Which resulted in significantly more widespread flooding than occurred in this winter so far.
Yes.
The Environment Agency estimated that it cost the UK economy more than £3 billion.
That's a lot. That's bigger than $3 billion. Especially back then. It was almost double.
Unfortunately.
A lot of money.
The exceptionally cold and snowy month of December 2010 resulted in GDP figure for the...
Gross national product.
GDP.
Gross something product.
Thank you.
No, gross domestic product. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the UK of minus 0.5%.
Not good.
Not
You don't want
good.
to see these negative numbers unless it's inflation.
That's true. As it very badly disrupted businesses and also millions of Christmas shoppers.
Oh,
Darn.
that's why you should be Jewish.
Thank you.
We weren't caught doing that. No.
Oh, no, of course not.
We were sitting there looking at all those Christians out there going, okay,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
look at all the Protestants out there.
Yeah.
I bet you the Catholics aren't. No, they were. Ooh.
Thank you.
Oh, all right. Okay.
All right.
Is that it?
No, there's a little bit more.
Okay, good, because I can't take any more.
Should
All
be
right,
noted.
go ahead.
Thank you.
No.
It should be noted that the economic effects of these severe weather events are usually temporary indeed.
Yes, indeed.
Are usually temporary. Indeed, growth often bounces back soon afterwards due to pent-up demand being released.
I don't remember. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. The exception to this rule was the severe weather and subsequent rapid floods of 1947, which occurred during post-war austerity and continued to have an effect for some time afterwards.
Well, it was the water, really.
Well,
Well, the Germans pounded. First, they dropped the fires, the bombs, and the things would float down and start fire. Then they had those V2 rockets going over there.
well then,
Oh, I mean, it was on last night on PBS.
was it?
The stuff comes in, the guy's looking across at a building, and it's got a bar down below, and upstairs, two floors up, there's 2 more floors, there's something going on.
Oh,
The
yes.
building goes up, starts to crumble, and
then
comes
goes down.
Yeah.
Hey,
A lot of people
what
were
goes up
killed
must
with
come
that.
down.
No, that's not just terrible.
Unfortunate.
Yeah,
Extremely
too bad they
unfortunate.
didn't get them. That all could have been avoided, but it may as well have been Wilt Chamberlain there instead of Neville Chamberlain, who's Mr. Hitler, Chancellor Hitler, had promised us. Yes.
That's not very nice.
He wasn't very nice.
I know that. I heard that somewhere.
All right. We have Battle of the Bulge. We'll wrap it up with Battle of the Bulge. Coming up also, we have Denora Smog. I remember her. All right, Battle of the
She was
Bulge.
very nice.
What? Oh, not to me. The Battle of the Bulge. What? Do you know what the Battle of the Bulge was? And don't tell me it's the waistline. Yes. Go ahead.
Battle of the spare tire.
Stop it.
Battle
All
of
right.
the Bulge. It was just the battle.
Battle in World War II.
Yes, that one.
Yes. It's when December 16, 44 to 25 January 45. 5, that's right, 45. It's the last German push. A lot of the American troops, allies and stuff, they're in Paris having a good time.
Everybody has a good time in Paris.
Not necessarily. and the people who lived there were saying, you know, you better pay attention because they're doing something over here.
Doing
The
what?
Germans were bringing stuff in.
Oh.
Massing troops. Don't worry about it, right?
Under the radar.
Under the radar. All right. So, they didn't pay attention. Big mistake.
Always.
All right. So, a major German offensive campaign launched with the densely forested Ardennes region of Wallonia. Get somebody here. France and Luxembourg on the western front towards the end of World War II in Europe. It was a surprise attack. And it's because we were stupid and had them fooling around in Paris.
Gosh darn it.
Well, it's true. Now, the phrase Battle of the Bulge was coined by contemporary press to describe the way the Allied front line bulged inward. See, usually you bulge out. Stop that. It bulged inward because that was the Germans advancing.
Yes.
And all right, on wartime maps, and became the best-known name for the battle. All right, now, the Allies had the air power, but they couldn't use it because it was cloudy. A little rough there with the, probably snowing too.
Yeah.
This is also, I believe, when Patton took his army and marched it 24 hours, no sleep here, the longest distance in the shortest period of time, I believe, and they got involved in the battle.
Of course. Why not?
Well, they want to win it, right?
Of course.
Improved weather conditions permitted air attacks on German forces and supply lines, which sealed the failure of the offensive. In the wake of the defeat, many experienced German units were severely depleted of men, equipment, as survivors retreated to the defenses of the Siegfried Line, which was farther back. The battle involved about 610,000 American men, of whom some 89,000 were casualties.
Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Including 19,000 killed. It was the largest and bloodiest battle fought by the United States in World War II. And this could have been avoided if they had paid attention to the people living there, telling them something was going on.
It all could have been avoided.
All right, so next 2 weeks, our next show will be continuing on with history and how was it affected by what? Say good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.